Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. This is my second edition of the December 18th Homebrew Wednesday. Hopefully it'll get up tonight. It's taking forever to process my first video. So, wouldn't be homebrew without drinking a homebrew. Here's my Little Red Vixen. Mm. It's a hopped up red ale. That took a little bit to remember. Hopped up Irish red ale. But as you can see, it's really muddy. I can't get the damn thing to clear out. And at this point, I'm not putting gelatin in it. And it's been sitting in my keezer for I don't know, well over a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So I don't know. The damn thing just might not clear out. It might be a bit of the yeast. I think if I recall, I was told that the Irish yeast does not clean out very well. So maybe it is what it is. But just like my previous Irish ale that I made, the the friggin' foam on this thing is insane. Like I can pour basically I can pour 12 ounces and there'll be like a head like that much on there, and it'll take a while for it to fade, but it's not overly carved. So I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to do some research. If you guys have any tips, let me know because this is 2 times in a row I've done an Irish ale, and it's done that. But let's get into all the cool shit I got. So, I got this bad boy. I mean, look at the size of that thing. It's bigger than my head. Um, I love PB. Well, I love PBW, guys. If you have the money, I would strongly suggest you buy it. If you don't have the money like me, ask for it as a Christmas or birthday gift because this thing, the one that's the size of your head, the I don't know, 7 bajillion ounces, it is expensive. So when other people are willing to buy it, awesome. And if you're gonna use PBW, make sure you ask for these. These are the Blickman like shoulder socket gloves, so you can get all deep in your fermenters and in your mash tuns, if you know what I mean. Deeper the better, right, boys? So what else did I get? Oh, here's another thing. I'm super excited about this. As soon as I saw it, oh, holy shit! As soon as I saw it in Northern Brewer, I wanted it. Let me make sure I do it the right way. Alright, check this bad boy out. This is the Elemental Brew or Burner. As you can see, it's got sweet copper. Look at that bad boy. The legs are all copper. It is heavy as it's heavy as hell. I mean, I'm getting a workout with my freaking biceps on this thing. Even my wife confirmed it's higher than my. Oh, and as you can see, I don't have the little L brackets on it. Oh, I'm gonna put that thing down before I get myself a hernia. It's heavy. I didn't think copper was heavy, but it is. But what the hell do I know about metals? I'm a tax accountant. Um, so that thing is heavy as shit, like I was saying. But the plus side about it is it burns a little bit hotter than my jacked up banjo burner. And another plus is it's only got about looking at it, I'd say that's about 2.5, 3 inch gap for airflow, basically from where the burner is to where, or the sides of the burner is to where the pot goes. And my banjo burner, it's about 8 inches. So when it's really windy out, that makes a huge difference because basically, the more airflow that goes in between, you have a strong gust of wind, it can really kill your flame. When I was up at SJ's, I was having a lot of trouble making my winter warmer because he's kind of on a mountain, and when you get the wind, it really picks up. So even on a day that wasn't that windy where I was, up in the mountains, it was extremely windy. And driving back from his house, it wasn't until I started getting back down to like Maryland elevation where things were a little bit normal and the wind hadn't picked up as much. But if you have like that banjo burner, that 8 inch gap between your burner and your pot, it just kills you when you get a big wind. So I'm really excited to have this other burner. Also, having this other burner means I basically got to step up and build my. I'm going to build a 3-level brew system. I also have a shed in the backyard now that we got put in over the summer. So I'm going to brew something. I think I'm probably going to make it out of wood since I have these burners. I'll just sit them on top of the wood and then build like a 3-tier system that way. So yeah, I think that's going to be the gist. So really, the only other thing I need left in my brew system is probably just going to be a pump. I think I'm going to buy that if I don't get it for Christmas. I think I'm gonna buy one of those steelhead pumps, and that's pretty much everything I would really ever need for my brew system. And I think like my wife was saying, I'm only like 2 years in to brewing, and that's from starting with I think she said I started in 2011. So basically, I'm about 2 years in, and I went from 1 pound, or what is it, 1 gallon brews up to 5 gallon. And I mean, I've been all grain from the start, but to go from a 1 gallon to a 5 gallon, and have a keezer, and basically just the mass production that I've had, it's pretty freaking epic. So I'm excited. And then what else did I get? I also got the book, the Entrepreneur book, How to Brew Up a Business by Sam Calagione. Dogfish Head, of course, I love that. But my boyfriend, my boyfriend, my brother's girlfriend, who is definitively a girl, let me just clarify that. She got me this awesome book, Craft Beer Cookbook. So it's got tons of recipes, and also a great way to pair basically to pair your beers and your food with beers and beer with food and stuff like that, and with cooking, and then also pairing and stuff like that. So I mean, clearly she's a keeper. Anyone who understands basically and appreciates good beer, thumbs up. And then my sister got me what is it? We're gonna go, like, me, my wife, her husband, and then my brother, and then his girlfriend. We're all gonna tour a brewery down in DC, so that should be a blast. I mean, I'm gonna love that, especially now that I'm brewing. I haven't gone on a brewery tour. I went a couple times before, years ago, and I really was just like, okay, cool, you've got big metal things, you're burning stuff, you're mashing grains, that's cool. When do I get my free beer that you promised me? 'Cause I want that free beer. So this is really all I cared about then. So it'll be nice to get, to go to a brewery and actually know what they're talking about when they're talking about wort, OG, FG, types of attenuation, stuff like that. It'll be a real blast to do. But yeah. So what else are we gonna do? I'm going to be brewing my pumpkin ale this weekend, and so I'm actually going to use this burner over here, and so I'll let you know how that goes. And I started to use some of that Sani Clean, so I'm kind of intrigued to see how that works. I think tomorrow morning or tomorrow night I'll have a more definitive result on how it works. As of right now, it's not working that great. I think from what I can tell, I've done a little bit more research. I think it's really more of just a glorified sanitizer, basically a low foam sanitizer. But the way that I've read it is they didn't want to call themselves a sanitizer because they would have to send it through an extra level of testing so that they could sell it. I guess it was either FDA or someone, to say your sanitizer, you have to go through an additional test. So instead, what they've done is they've just said, hey, if you want something that's as good as Star San but doesn't have as much foam as Star San, use this. That way, by saying that, they're not, excuse me, Homebrew Wednesday, right? So what they're doing is, by just saying, hey, this is extremely similar to our other product, but it has no rinse, they're basically implying, hey, this is a sanitizer without having to pay the extra money to have the test done to prove it's a sanitizer. So basically what I'll be using it for probably going forward is more like my line cleaner. I think that's what I'm going to use it for, because I tested it on one of my fermenters, and this thing was just, I mean, it was just had gunk all over it. It had my SJ Pour 2 beer in that, which has like a ton of caramel grains and that stuff. Anytime I use a lot of caramel grains, it always just makes it real sticky and hard to clean in there. So I put, like 3 times the amount of recommended Star San in there, and it just doesn't seem to be cleaning it very well. So I'm not too concerned. It was basically an experiment. I now know it's not really a cleaner. I'll use my PBW going forward. And also, if you guys don't have PBW, just use freaking OxyClean. I've used OxyClean as well. I love it. It's my supplement for PBW because PBW is expensive as hell. I try to never buy PBW if I don't have to, just because it's expensive. So I like to put it on birthday and Christmas gifts. I always like to put the stuff that I don't want to buy, but I love. on my Christmas list. That way, if someone else loves it, they can buy it. That's a them thing. So that's pretty much everything on my end, guys. So I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna try to upload this video tonight. If not, I'll upload it tomorrow, and then I'll catch with you guys next Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll have everything edited from my pumpkin ale over the weekend. Any questions, concerns, hit me up below. If not, I'll be watching your guys' videos and hope you enjoyed mine. So peace. I'm out. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.